Representative Paulina Luna, a Republican from Florida, introduced what I believe is some of the most important legislation of my lifetime. It would abolish the Patriot Act. Now, do I believe that this legislation will pass the House? No, not without your help, because I don't believe that there are enough Republicans in Congress, much less the Democrats, who give a damn about your civil liberties. The Patriot Act never should have passed anyway. The Patriot Act was rammed through following 9/11 and essentially done away with the Fourth Amendment. The government is now able to spy on you without a warrant and able to collect your data and phone calls or text messages to be able to come on your private property without notifying you, thanks to this Patriot Act. And the fact that this has been going on for over 20 years is outrageous. And this should not be a right or left issue. This is a constitutional issue because it violates both the Fourth and Fifth Amendments. It does away with your right to due process. This should not be something that is partisan because it's something that is key to the very fabric of our American way of life and our Constitution. But I do not have enough faith that there are enough congressmen who are willing to vote to abolish the Patriot Act. If you don't believe me, just look at what happened when they tried to repeal FISA 702, which allows these government agencies to spy on you without a warrant. So the fact that they were trying to, this past year, to get Congress to follow the Constitution and to obtain a warrant to go before a judge and say, if we have someone suspected of terrorism, we can get a warrant and follow the constitutional process instead of bastardizing the Constitution and treating everyday Americans like they're criminals. The fact that we couldn't even get that done is ridiculous. And this should not be an issue where Americans are divided. But I wanted to make you aware of it because it is very key to maintaining and preserving our civil liberties. But without pressure from everyday Americans, people like you and me, I do not believe that Congress will have the balls to pass it, much less the Senate. So this is where we come in. Call your representatives. Tell them that they must vote for this bill. It's a simple bill. All it does is to abolish the Patriot Act and to restore the constitutional balance of powers. This is common sense. And if you want to restore common sense in Washington, a place where common sense is obviously lacking, this is key to doing that. In the surveillance state, this legislation really shouldn't have to exist because the Patriot Act shouldn't exist. But we have a chance here to abolish it and end unconstitutional searches and seizures. This would help to treat Americans the way they need to be treated, as citizens of a free nation and not terrorists or criminals. So don't let the mainstream media lie to you and bury this or act like it's some bill that it's not, because this is common sense and every American should be aware of this. I'm going to post a link to the original story that was broke by Breitbart today and the legislation, and you can read for yourself. It's a simple bill, and to me it's just common sense. So if you care about restoring your Fourth Amendment rights and your Fifth Amendment rights and restoring the constitutional balance of powers, this act needs to pass. Call your congressman. Make sure that it passes the Congress. Make sure that it passes the Senate. And tell your representatives, both your congressmen and your senators, that if they do not pass this, you will not vote for the re-election. because I'm telling you that anyone that would vote against this doesn't deserve to be in Congress in the first place, because this is a strictly constitutional issue that is key to keeping our civil liberties intact. So do me a favor, call your congressman, tell them to vote for this act, and do me a favor and share it. Share this video so that more people see it, so that they're aware of it, so that they can call their congressman as well, and keep the pressure on Congress. Remember, the power is in our hands, but if we don't do anything about it to keep these elected representatives accountable, they won't do it. So the ball is in our court. We must put the pressure on Congress and mean what we say. If they do not vote for this piece of legislation, they will not get reelected. And if they care, Republicans in particular, if they care about the Constitution the way that they claim to, passing this should be a no-brainer. So call your representatives today, keep pressure on them to make sure that this act passes the House and even gets to the Senate, and then call your senators. Make sure that it passes the Senate. Because if you care about America and care about the Bill of Rights, this really matters. And so do me a favor, share it so that more people are aware of this act. Like it so it helps out the algorithm so more people see it on both TikTok and YouTube. And subscribe to my channel for more content. I'll keep you updated the best I can the more information I find out.